and one for the intelligent as fellas get. Listen, let's settle this. Be clear, I can fall back 7 years, still it ain't no one ahead of me. Consider it a blessing if you get to stand next to me. 5-star general, OG veteran, cake like.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about something that I think it's been a while. So it's been about 3 or 4 years since I've been doing YouTube itself. And when I first got on YouTube, I started noticing, like right before that, you know, there was like a big push for, it was almost like a split. It was like the bro community, bro scientists, and science people. I don't know, they're not scientists because they're not fucking actual scientists, but like bro science people and then science people. And as these science people started to take off, I think in general people usually go scientific studies, science, oh that's right there. You know, like basically that's your first initial thing. When you go to see a doctor, you think he literally knows everything. He's going to solve your problem, and he's basically like a god. I mean, pretty much. That's how fucking, you know, scientists, doctors, that's how they work. You look at them as the ones with the answers no matter what. They can't not have an answer. They can't be wrong. They're it, period. Now, that being said, I think what I've actually seen nowadays, and I talked to a few people about this, is because I get tons of fucking emails saying, Jerry, what do you think about this? This study says this, and I'll get the study link, and I look at the study, and I'm like, I don't even know how the fuck you're trying to apply that to yourself. This doesn't make any sense. Because the background story is, I haven't begun training yet. I'm thinking about starting this program like this, and this diet like this. What is your opinion? You know, like, they want my opinion, and I'm like, time out. First of all, my opinion doesn't fucking matter. Okay? You have not even started your journey yet towards what you're doing. And what you're doing is trying to collect all this information rather than saying, this one sounds right to me, or this one fits my lifestyle, I'm going to start here. Like, people are having a hard time even starting their fitness journey because there's so much information out there that they're fucking confused. Now, let me aware you of something right now. This scientific community, this science-based evidence, these science-based routines, these science-based everything, are essentially trying to show you, or looking for, a shortcut from A to Z. That's what they're looking for. They don't want to do any of the letters in between, A to Z. They want to find that one direct link and jump from A to Z as fast as possible without wasting any time. And I get that. But you guys have to understand, there are no shortcuts. None. It doesn't matter how much fucking information you have. It doesn't matter how much you study. It doesn't matter how many fucking scientific studies you look up. There is no fucking way to get around the fact you are going to go in the gym. You're going to fucking waste time. You're going to fucking fail. You're going to not get results. You're going to plateau. All these things are going to fucking happen no matter how many fucking studies you have. Okay? I kind of put it like this. The person, you know, like, let's say Jay Cutler, Branch Warren, you know, Ronnie Coleman, Dorian Yates, all of these guys got from point A to point Z, and every single fucking one of them had a different way to get there. And every one of them got there fairly fucking fast. Now, to say that if everyone trained like Dorian, they wouldn't get there would probably be false. But Jay didn't train like Dorian. He trained completely different than Dorian. He still fucking won 4 Olympias and got there. You know what I mean? He actually won more contests than fucking Dorian won in his entire career by training with the high volume. Dorian was low volume. You know, Kevin Levrone is these basic exercises, push, pull, legs. That's his workout. That's another one of the workouts. Again, you got Kevin, the most winningest bodybuilder of all fucking time in the history of the sport, who trained different than Ronnie Coleman, who's won 8 Mr. Olympias, who trained different than Arnold Schwarzenegger, who also won 8 Mr. Olympias. All right, 7 Olympias, sorry. Lee Haney trained different than Ronnie Coleman, who won 8. So you see, there's no, like, if you sat down and did a scientific study, all those fucking people, those studies would say this was optimal. They would say this is optimal, this got this person the optimal result. The problem is, you're not them. You're different. You're not the fucking same. And I think Matt August coined the phrase paralysis by analysis. And even, like, you know, the people that first came out in the scientific community that said, well, all the studies said this, their training and their fucking diet is starting to change and evolve and kind of become something else other than what was on that piece of paper. Because what happens is if you follow that piece of paper, it's not necessarily going to work every time. So what do you do then? You go look for another piece of paper, or do you just sit there and tweak it until you get it to work for you? Now, ideally, the scientific people will say, this piece of paper doesn't work, I'll take this one because this one's the answer. But the problem is there is no answer. There's no definitive answer. There's nothing that says you have to have carbohydrates. There's nothing that says you have to have a high-fat diet. There's nothing that says you have to eat this many grams of protein per fucking pound of body weight. There's nothing that says you have to fucking train this many days or this volume. There's nothing that says that. There are guidelines that in general will work for some people. There are things like lifting weights works. I mean, there's no fucking doubt about that. Not eating high calories works. There's no doubt about that. But now what happens is you get beyond that general thing and you need to find out now how to whittle this thing down and make it very individual to you. So this is what I suggest. So let's say you you have two different people. Okay, both of them want to be at point Z and are at point A. Now, someone like myself got in the car, got on the road, and while they're driving, because they knew the general direction they needed to go in, they needed to go south. They got on 95, they started going south, and on the way there, what they did was pull out their phone, boop, 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 in the fucking directions maps thing, find the fucking place you're looking for, map it, put it on the fucking thing, and drove. Now, by the time I looked at the fucking map, I was already halfway to where I needed to go. There's another guy. He's sitting at home, playing with the map thing on his phone, has not left the house yet. He can't find which place he thinks is the best place to eat in Florida. He has not left yet. He's still asking people, what is the best place? What is the best place? What is the best place? He has not left. Guess what? Him getting to point Z is going to take fucking twice as long, if not 3 times or 5 times as long, depending on when he finally gets the answer he's fucking happy with, before he even leaves the fucking house to get to where he wants to go. So therefore, I will wind up at point Z before he will wind up at point Z, because I've already begun the journey. I already knew what direction I was going in. I started lifting weights. I started doing cardio. I started adjusting my food. This person hasn't done any of that because they're still looking for, well, how do I do that? How do I do that? It doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing now, it's not working. Change that and then start looking for other ways on the way. You're not going to get to point Z if you don't start to go to point Z. Okay, and you're not going to, for instance, another thing, like people read this study, read this study, read this study, and this one contradicts this one, so they start this, and this one contradicts this one, so they start this. And what happens is, let's say you're trying to get to Florida, and there's 55 fucking exits to Florida, okay? And you're on the highway, and you take the first one, and you're like, oh, the other one says that one's better. You fucking get back, you go back to the fucking highway, take the other exit. Oh, fuck, this one says it's better. This one's taking too long. You go back, you take the other exit. What happens? You keep fucking backtracking and stopping your progress getting to where you want to be by changing your mind and not fucking seeing through the one road that actually you know gets there. So they're fucking constantly changing things, time in, time out. And I'm sitting there going, like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, I was on a radio show, a podcast yesterday with Greg Valentino and Joe Pitaro. It's the Muscle Sport podcast. And Greg and I were talking about, 15 years ago, people actually got better fucking results than they do now. People were getting faster and better results 15 years ago without the use of the internet, without the use of all these scientific studies. They were doing better. Why is that? Because they started the fucking journey. They at least started putting in the effort to get to go where they needed to be. Whereas I think people are like, unless I have the definitive way that science is going to work, I'm not even putting in the effort to go to the gym. I may not even go to the gym. I may go to the gym and just putz around and do a couple sets and leave. But unless I have that plan, that is the holy grail, be-all, end-all plan, I'm not even going to give it the effort. And I think a lot of people, are not going to accomplish their goals. And then what happens is, as they're not accomplishing their goals, they're thinking, like, well, there's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. There's got to be another way. And they're always looking for that way. And eventually those people wind up giving up. They give up on themselves. They give up on their goals. They give up on their progress they're making. And they stop training. They stop going towards their goals. And they literally accomplish nothing. They wasted a chunk of their life trying to fucking decide what they wanted to do. And in the end, giving it up and having wasted that fucking time because they didn't actually learn anything about themselves or their body or anything like that. They learned how to fucking Google on the internet. And they learn how to interact in a fucking forum. Well, big fucking deal. You can do that shit any fucking time of day. But you have a short period in your life where you're going to be able to do something that will actually teach you something about yourself and your body and your physiology and all that thing, and even what you fucking have inside here. The heart you have, whether or not you could fucking get up in the morning and say, I got to go do my fucking cardio. I can't skip it. I'm sorry. I got to do it. As much as I don't want to, I got to dig down deep and go do my fucking cardio. Like, I just have to get it fucking done. So be aware, guys. I think that, scientific studies are important to understand what the fuck is going out there in the world and things that are going on with your body, but it's not the only thing. You need to actually start your journey and fucking move forward before you're even going to get to where you need to be. Otherwise, where are you going to be? In 10 years, you're going to be in the same fucking spot you're in now, still fucking looking, because more studies will come out that contradict other studies, and eventually you'll fucking learn that, well, you're not going to learn. You're going to keep fucking spinning your wheels and trying, but people like myself and people that didn't have this stuff back in the day have already learned there is no definitive, perfect way. Bios3training@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.bios3training.com is a blog. It's a no definitive way. Get on your way, bicep, and we're out.